You know, one of the biggest pet peeves I have, whenever I talk to somebody and that person that I talk to has no clue of what they're talking about. I am, of course, talking about Megyn Kelly's little comment on Blackface, as she did in her morning news on NBC, talking about how kids, white kids specifically, dressing up as African-American icons for Halloween and changing their skin to making them look like an African-American child. Can we play that clip, please?
What is racist? Because truly, you do get in trouble if you are a white person who puts on blackface for Halloween, or a black person who puts on whiteface for Halloween. Like, back when I was a kid, that was okay as long as you were dressing up as like a character. There was a controversy on The Real Housewives of New York with Luann, as she dressed as Diana Ross, and she made her skin look darker than it really is, and people said that that was racist. And I don't know, I thought, like, who doesn't love Diana Ross? She wants to look like Diana Ross for one day. I don't know how, like, that got racist on Halloween.
Okay, so that whole conversation itself was pretty bad. I mean, you can see some people in the audience, they were just having their heads down, looking all depressed. They're like, what is this woman talking about? You know, I understand to a degree of how Caucasian and white males and white women are trying to be certain icons, and that icon just so happens to be an African American. That's fine. I have no problem with that. I do have a problem with her stating that blackface isn't as relevant or even just as, you know, focused on now as it was back then. Okay. What you don't understand, and what some people actually don't understand at all, is that blackface started misinterpretation for African Americans. African Americans throughout the 20th century have been misinterpreted just in general. They were interpreted as slaves, as unappreciated soldiers, as butlers, as criminals, anything. Why is it that African Americans are always interpreted as the bad guys? But I'm getting off topic, of course. As you all know, the result happened that Megyn Kelly's show got canceled. She is now fired from NBC, and her lawyer is even getting involved, stating that it's a free speech problem. Well, let me tell you something. Free speech works in public forums. NBC is a private forum, which means that the First Amendment is just completely out the window. Oh yeah, you can give your opinions. That's fine. You can give your opinions all day. But if they ain't what an NBC wanted, if they ain't what that certain company wants, they don't have to say it. You don't have to say it. So, I mean, other than that, everything that Megyn Kelly said was irrelevant. Here's another clip that I just want to point out. This is to kids, okay? This is to little kids of what she said about Santa Claus. Santa Claus. And Christmas is one of my favorite holidays of the year. And this is what she says about Christmas and Santa Claus. Let's play that clip.
It's racist to have a white Santa, you know? And by the way, for all you kids watching at home, Santa just is white, but this person is just arguing that maybe we should also have a black Santa. But, you know, Santa is what he is, and just so you know, we're just debating this because someone wrote about it, kids.
Disgusting. Very disgusting. And as you all know, when it comes to this sort of thing, the media just blows it out of proportion, claiming that she's a racist, just like with Fox News' anchor, Lauren Ingraham, how when she attacked LeBron James, she was also considered as a racist. I mean, I don't think that she's a racist, and I don't think that any of these people are racist. I just think the things that they say are very ignorant and very stupid. And what she said was very stupid. Blackface started all this. Blackface really did. And it's not even just when it comes to film. It can be with TV too. It can even be with radio. Amos and Andy, which was originally our 1930s radio show, talking about, you know, how African Americans live their daily lives. And then it was interpreted in the 1950s as a TV show where blackface was included in that. And then a 1934 film called The Imitation of Life, where a young female who is African American is light-skinned and pretends to be a white person, a Caucasian person. It's relatable, especially to these times, because African Americans, especially African American males, wish that they were white males because of the adversity and of the harassment that they go through on a daily basis when it comes to certain scenarios. Shall I bring up police harassment, police shootings? Shall I bring those up? I mean, it's a daily thing. You know, even I have been, you know, into that scenario where I wish I was a Caucasian person. You know what I mean? So in these times, ignorance has always been a problem in America. And this is just my opinion. You know what I mean? I don't consider any of those guys, any of those female anchors racist. I don't. I think it's just blown out of proportion by media. I just think what they said was very stupid. This is The Darkest Division. I'm Donnie Dark, and I'll see you next time.